What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here and welcome to another episode of Cricket Captain 2017, my Australia Reborn series. Just quickly running through our side here today, we have made a few changes for the fifth and final one-day international. The series is already wrapped up. 3-1 is currently the score. So Khawaja and Finch opening up for the first time in this series. Smith at 3, Hanscom with 4. He does have the gloves today. Chris Lynn is back in the side. Now, I know last time I said that it was his last chance. He is back in here today. We've got Maxwell at 6, Agar at 7, Pattinson, Cummins, Stark and Hazelwood. Now that, I think, is the pace quartet that they were looking to roll with in the Ashes. However, Pattinson did get injured, unfortunately for him. But it will be interesting to see how this does go. This series has been an absolute cracker, to be fair, to play through. You guys obviously saw game number 2, which went down to the absolute wire. India won that one by 1 wicket. Could have really gone either way, to be fair. But really just hoping for a few big standout performances today from a few guys. Warner obviously has been dropped because he has struggled real bad in this series. I'm looking for a good knock from Hanscom because he hasn't done a whole lot this series. Was dropped in the last game to make way for Chris Lynn. Chris Lynn, I think, also does need a big score as well. He did score, I think, about 30-odd in the last game, coming in very quick time towards the back end of the innings. But he needs a score of substance. James Pattinson has a chance to impress today, obviously, with the ball, as does Glenn Maxwell with both bat and ball. And I did just realise that I have gone way over time in regards to my field. So we can actually make it a whole lot more defensive now, which is what we have gone and done. And at the moment, India aren't really getting away to a fly. They haven't lost a wicket. But just as I say that, they do go and lose one. That's a good catch, it must be fair, from Hanscom. I don't know, would you class Hanscom as a part-time wicketkeeper? Because he doesn't really keep anymore for Victoria. I think he's kept in the Big Bash. He's kept domestically, and I think he possibly has kept a couple of times. I think in one days. I think he kept when Australia came over to New Zealand to play 3 one-day internationals. I'm pretty sure he kept in those games because Matty Wade, I think, was sick or injured or something along those lines. So. But definitely not an out-and-out keeper, I'd have to say, but is still very handy with the glove. So not a bad replacement by any means. Pattinson has been expensive today since coming in. He has just bowled 3 overs, though, so he does have an opportunity at the back end to go and, I guess, redeem himself, shall we say. The reason I have gone and selected, I guess, the 6 bowling options here today is because throughout the series we have just had 5, and quite often between one of the spinners or one of the pace guys, someone has been getting taken to really, really badly. So this gives me an opportunity, I guess, to swap those guys out where required. I mean, Glenn Maxwell has gone for 14 off his first 2 overs, which is not ideal. I mean, we can possibly bring him back in later on if need be, but Agar has done a very good job. He did contribute with the bat, I think, in... Was it the last game or game 3? One of the 2. Contributor very handy, I think 25-odd. But I mean, for batting in that number 7 position, I really do want him to start trying to make a few more big scores. He did do well with the ball. I think he got 3 for in that game as well. So you can't really complain, I guess, a whole lot. I was going to bring Hazelwood back in, but we will bring Cummins. The one good thing, I guess, that we do have going in our favour is that the Indians are only going at 4 runs per over. And they just really, to be fair, haven't been able to go and get out there and play some runs. And Kohli is now gone. He was bogged down. 33 off 55. I can't remember the last time I saw Virat Kohli with a strike rate like that beside his name. And I think we might possibly have Rahul 2 balls later as well. Pete Hanscom, apart from those byes that he let through early on, has had a very good game behind the stumps. So possibly a guy that we could leave in the side. I mean, Benny McDermott hasn't done a whole lot wrong, and it would be pretty harsh to drop the kid. But I think, just with the makeup of the side, you could possibly have Hanscom keeping. I think he's batting number 4 today, obviously, with the Warner rejink. But it is definitely an option that is there and an option that we could potentially use if required. So Paddy Cummins has been good today. 3 wickets for him so far. Make that 4. And he's actually got all 4 so far, to be fair. It's been the Cummins and the Hanscom show at the moment. They are the only guys affecting the dismissals. There is only 10 overs left to go and only 174 on the board for the Indians, so that is good for us. Agar, I think, might possibly be into his last over just because he is starting to go for a bit of stick. So hopefully we can change that around. Hopefully he is bowled enough. Because remember, Maxwell did just bowl the 2 at the beginning. So we do need to find another 8 overs from somewhere, which is what he's gone and done. So that's perfect. You can't ask for too much more than that. So we do have Mitchell Starc coming back into the attack, hopefully bowling some Thunderbolt Yorkers. Pattinson, who we will actually save because he has just come off from a spell, and Hazelwood too. So hopefully these guys can look to try and bog down this Indian side. In the last game, we were looking really, really good until like the last 10-15 overs where India just went absolutely crazy and scored some mad amount of runs. So hoping that they don't go and do that here today. I'm hoping that we can break the partnership, which is what we've done. Pandey going for 47 off 26. That's a great knock from him. And in it now comes the all-rounders. So I'm kind of hoping that we can take advantage of this with the pace. I mean, we do have a lot of pace bowlers in this side, and that we can go and try and contain them to under, I guess, that 250 mark would be nice. But you'd think towards the back end of the innings that they will make a lot more than that. And I mean, Patel said he was an all-rounder. He's going out there and absolutely smashing it to all parts, it must be said. And 250 has come up already. But we will just look. Well, we've got Patel there. So Pattinson gets a wicket on his return to one-day cricket, which will be nice for him, and possibly could have had another one there. But a good finish from him. Only 4 coming off the last over with that wicket off the first ball as well. And India score themselves 258 for 6, which I think probably on this pitch here is a little bit low. Now, Uzi is in good form. He has just come off 100 in the last game. Finch has been in pretty good form too as of late. I think he has scored back-to-back 90s quite possibly. Just hasn't been quite be able to go and get up to that 3-figure mark. But hopefully today is the day. Hopefully these two can go and put on a huge partnership for us, which would be very nice. Yeah, Hanscom at 4, Lynn at 5, Maxwell at 6. So plenty of batting, it must be said, in this side here today, with Agar at 7, and even Pattinson coming in Starc. All of those 3 guys can bat. Hazelwood can hold a bat. He can hold up in the end if required, but I'm hoping that it doesn't go down to him. And if it does, there should be some serious questions asked of this Australian top and middle order. So Finch is starting to get into his work. Uzi is well into his work with 34 off 14 so far. As I said, he is in absolute blinding form at the moment. He has just been crazy. He was smashing, batting with Finch, to be fair, in the last game. Those two batted quite early on. Warner got out early. So it did allow them to spend quite a bit of time in the middle together, and their partnership has really flourished. To be fair, I think Khawaja has actually gone and passed his 50. 54 off 27. He's striking at 200. Finch, a little bit more subdued with 29 off 28. So still going at just over 100 there. And really, to be fair, getting the job done here against the Indian bowlers. And what this does as well is when you go out and play so aggressively inside those first 10 overs, we've scored 100 runs, is what it does for the rest of the game. And we saw down there quickly, there is still 155 runs left to get. So, you know, this game is definitely not over. But you can see, at this stage, only 3.6 required and over. And what that means is that guys that are coming in, you know, the likes of Smith, Hanscom, Chrislin, Maxwell, they don't have to come in and try and blast it from ball 1. They can just go out and nudge it around, play themselves in, and not really have, I guess, that scoreboard pressure on. Khawaja gets a little bit lucky there with a wee edge down to fine leg, but he will take them. He will take all the runs that he can get at the moment. What a purple patch he is in as he's hit 3 boundaries on the trot. Make that 4. You have got to be kidding me. What an over this is going to be. 21 coming from it. Khawaja is 82 off 37. He must be going here surely for, no, I was going to say the fastest one-day 100, but I'm pretty sure that's only about 36 balls as well. So he's a little bit behind, but what an innings he is playing here. What a joy it is to watch, just seeing him go about his business. And as I said, he has been in incredible, incredible form for us. in this series. Finch looks like he's going to go here to LBW. It was pretty plumb, to be fair. He's gone for 60 off 15, so a pretty good knock. Very good very good supporting Usman Khawaja, it must be said. And look at this field that they've got to Steve Smith. This is one of the best batsmen in the world, and I know, you know, they're probably looking to try and go and pick him up early if they can, as Khawaja has knocked that one down the ground. That is going to be his 100. 103 off just 53 deliveries. That is absolutely crazy. As you can see, he scored 103 in the last game as well. Who's followed it up with a 70 and an 89 in this series. So that has been absolutely crazy. As I said, he has been in absolute sublime form in a real purple patch at the moment. He'll be looking to carry on. I think he got to 100 in the last game and then just looked to try and tee off. I think just to try and chase down the total as quickly as possible. But he's doing a pretty good job here. He's hanging around and he's looking like he is going to go and get a big 100, which, as I said, it has put so much less pressure, it must be said, on the guys coming in after him. I mean, Steve Smith can go and just really play himself in at this stage. He's 4 off 9, and that's all he needs to do. The required run rate is only 2.5 and over. So, essentially just needs some singles here. He's just nudged that one back to Ravi Jadeja, and his innings is finished at 119 off 71 balls. 18 fours and 4 sixes with a strike rate of 167. That had dropped a little bit compared to where it was. It was hovering around that 200, 250 mark for quite a wee while. And Smith has actually gone and played all around that one, to be fair. He's out LBW. So Jadeja gets 2 in the over. We do now have 2 new batsmen at the crease. Again, I'm not too worried about it because there is only 50-odd runs that are left to get, and we do only need 2 runs and over. So we can, if needed, put the aggression down if we do lose another wicket. But we just want to send a statement not only to the Indians but to the rest of the world that this Australian side in one-day internationals is not one that you want to go and mess with. They are very, I just want to say that they're very dominant. That's what we want to do. So just got to keep going. Obviously try and chase down this total as quickly as we can, and that will be all good. So it is hard because Chris Lynn, in the last 2 games that he has played, he hasn't really had many runs to try and get in the chase. So it'll be interesting to see how he does go and approach himself here. As I said, he did pick up a 30-odd in the last innings, and I think 2 not outs will be very good, not only for his confidence, but my confidence in him, I guess, to be a part of this one-day side. He's, I was going to say, he's just run out Hanscom, but he's actually gone and got lucky there, it must be said, Mr. Pete. Because I personally thought that was out. I didn't think you were over the line, but the umpires did think otherwise. So count your lucky chickens there, Chris. You're hanging in, and you're probably, to be fair, you're probably keeping your place in the one-day side. He didn't play, as I said, the first 3 games. Did come in game 4 just to give Hanscom a rest. Hanscom wasn't in the greatest of form either. So this is a good opportunity for these guys. Batting probably Hanscom batting probably a place higher up. You'd have to say that this is probably, between these two, it probably is a battle for that number 5 position, because the top 4 is very solid with Warner, who obviously is missing out this game, Finch, Uzi at 3, and then Steve Smith at 4. So that is probably not going to change in the near future. Then you have, as I said, either Hanscom or Lynn probably in your number 5 position, and then your all-rounder at 6, or Benny McDermott at 6, and your all-rounder at 7. So a really good battle, to be fair, going on here. If there's a way that I can try and squeeze them both in, I will try and do it, because they have played particularly well here today. And I think that is the winning runs that has been hit by Peter Hanscom. He finishes 46 off 49. Chris Lynn, again with another 20 or 30 not out, so he'll be happy with that. Australia win by 7 wickets. They win the series 4-1. Pretty convincing, to be fair. 7 wickets, 7 wickets, 7 wickets, and then 54 runs is what we won by. So I think, yeah, we've got one 2020 left, and then we are heading to, well, sorry, England are coming down under for the Ashes Test Match Series. So that is something, it's actually worked out, to be fair, pretty well when it comes to time-wise, because the Ashes is going on right now. So We do have a 2020 coming up. I'm not sure if I'm going to show you guys that. We might just go and skip straight through to that England series so we can try and catch up a little bit on the Ashes that are obviously going on right now. But do hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, remember to give it a like, give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, please do subscribe. And until next time, ka kite anoa. See you soon.